Alright, hello guys. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Normally on here you see me doing tournament streams and all those lovely casts. But today we're going to take a little look at how a build works out. So for those of you who actually play fairly frequently on ladder or just custom games, you're going to be seeing an awful lot of wolves. Wolves everywhere, so many wolves, oh my gosh, just please stop. And I don't tend to really want to use wolves. I want to use my barrack play. So I've been working on a build over the last couple of weeks that basically deals with it. So one of the particularly popular builds that I've been seeing an awful lot of is essentially this triple upgrade style. So grabbing 3 labs and going from there. Just so many upgraded wolves, you just can't take it and you fall over and you die. And this build is essentially designed to counter that. It's not as good against something like, say, dragons. Like a quick dragon rush is kind of super annoying, but it's going to be annoying anyway. And this build can be adapted partway through just by swapping out some soldiers for some more archers and trying to play it away like that. In fact, you can do pretty well with it stuff like that. I've not really had a chance because most people don't go dragons anymore. It's like the only thing I've played for like 3 weeks is everyone just doing this triple upgrade wolf style. I'm not sure who actually popularized it in tournaments, but someone did, and it's been pretty darn popular ever since. So I'm just doing my absolutely super standard opening that you've always seen me do. Go for the 1 barracks expand build as my opening, and my opponent here, I guess, let's just speed this replay up a little bit, is opening up with a wolf expand, which is again super common. This is basically what everyone you will ever meet is going to do. And in fact, there we go, he's going to go for a second wolves den. So sometimes people grab the base before the second wolves den, sometimes second wolves den first. Unlike a barracks, you can get away with having 2 wolves dens and still expanding. It's a little bit more costly, but if you remember, we did a video a while back on the 2020 build, so it's basically just that, and it's still fine. He's actually going to come in a house, so he's going to try and be a little bit more aggressive here, but this is Rocky Mountain, where it's basically just so easy to defend if you do it right. So, there we go, my expansion goes down, reflecting attacks at the front, attacks at the back. I played a little bit greedy here, which made it a close one to defend. You see this soldier almost dies. I don't think he actually does get picked off in the end. This one just comes on the books and soldier will pop out and deal with that. There we go, and I can just, my defense is just absolutely fine. So see, he's right now just got a huge amount of wolves. His economy is a lot slower. If we take a look at gold, I'm about 400 gold up, just on my opening. So this is a good start against the threat. It's a good start. And I've actually gone a little bit quickly through the replay here. But the first thing I do, as soon as this expansion sort of gets finished up and the works start going, I grab a forge, and I'll start going into +1/+1. The upgrades don't quite line up perfectly, so you do end up getting a few more upgrades than that. And then as soon as I have the gold, after I've started the armor upgrade, as soon as I have the gold, I also get a Mage's Guild. So this is playing super heavy tech off 2 bases, which is a little bit greedy, but actually works out really, really nicely. So he's going to grab this 3rd base, now he's got map control. Again, pretty much dead standard for what you're going to see on the ladder if you go for any sort of barracks play. They're going to be aggressive with a chunk of wolves, grab upgrades, and grab this quick 3rd base. So just try and take an advantage from the aggression they did. You can see, poor unfortunate me keeps trying to scout him, and it is not going to work out. And this is, again, pretty common. It's really, really hard to get those workers out, get map vision. I just don't know if he's gone for the 3rd base, 2 Dragon's Lairs. Not quite sure. But I can see from the amount of wolves, I can already tell by this point he's stopped production a little bit. So I know that he's probably going for some greedy attack. So I can assume, let me say for a second. So I'm going to start to put down the rest of my production, and we will be looking at probably about 3 barracks of the 2 bases. Mage Guild should be starting at Fireball. I think I actually messed up and started it a bit late. So, we're not the best replay to show you from making mistakes, but even with mistakes you can see just how strong this build is. I'm trying to go scout again, but it doesn't quite work. No, bend it off. And there we go, so you can see the upgrades are going to start to roll in, and this is where it's going to start to get really difficult usually. Because once those upgrades start rolling in, you start going up to sort of 2-3 labs, or testing labs against you. It's just a nightmare to keep up and actually produce anything. Especially because they can max out really quite quickly. So you can see the first mage is going to pop out, Fireball starts, and we're going to be looking at 1-1 in just a second. I think I go up to about 2-2 when this actually is going to hit. You can see just deflecting some little harassment. But obviously the economy on this is a lot slower. And what this attack is basically going to do is going to even it up. So it'll allow you to grab a 3rd base relatively safely against this wall pressure, which is normally really hard to do. Normally you have to sit back and max out. Or at least that's the consensus anyway. But it'll also allow you to deny his 3rd base. So it'll essentially put your base ahead when the attack actually gets around to hitting. This isn't perfectly refined. I'm still a little bit rusty here. And let's speed up the replay just a little bit. Give me an idea of what's going on. So grab my first few soldiers to defense, just mages. Let's see. There we go. Another testing lab, and I think there we go, there's the 3rd one. So it's the triple testing lab style. Not quite the same, of course there are some variations on it, but pretty standard from what I've been going against. At which point now we've gone up to about 5 or 6 mages, which gives us the fireballs we need. We'll just start pumping out some soldiers. And you can see we're going up to about 2-1, probably about 2-2 when we actually get to his base. He's just scouting around, being annoying. Yeah, so we're going to move out here as soon as 2-1 hits. And you can see he's now looking to go into the dragons. But even with this, with these super heavy upgrades, and I think he's actually going to get, I think he actually hits slightly before those really start to kick in. But normally this army would be really vulnerable. But Fireball, you see, you can just do so much damage straight away. Clean up the initial rush force, and because he's playing super greedy on tech, we can just come and deny this 3rd base. So the fort will finish up, but he's not going to get a chance to really do anything with that. And in the background, we can grab our own 3rd base. Our upgrades are going to be going up to 2-2 in about a minute here. So mainly when you hit with this attack, it's about 2-1. Start to run out of fireballs here, which is annoying, but then the rest of my soldiers who actually didn't rally across are going to join up with me in just a moment. And you can see, he just, with this heavy upgrade style, they have so little production, they're just counting so much and holding you back that you can just sort of slam through and really start to just pull this composition apart. So now you can see I'm up on 3 bases with 30 workers versus 20. More soldiers are coming across. He's going to try and pull workers to deal with this, but it just doesn't work out for him. And soldiers here, +2/+2 soldiers. Even if he's got 4 armor, they trade so well. It's ridiculously good. And then back at home, I can follow up with a round of mages. He says GG, and there you go. So it's a fairly simple build. Not too complicated at all. It's basically just a 2-base sort of rush tech build, but I've been having a huge amount of success with it. It's been working out really nicely for me, and I hope to see some of you guys maybe trying it out, having a bit more success against all these wolves that are going around. And I've been Zhao. I will see you next time.